Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Bus, Mark Johnson here. Time to introduce you to another brand new Buffalo for Tadpole's basketball team. He's a Colorado guy, comes from Mesa, so he's transferring in. Trevor Baskin joining us. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So here you went to Pomona High School. You probably paid attention to the Buffaloes while you're growing up. Go to Mesa, and you're going to wrap up your career here in Colorado. That's kind of nice, nice full circle, I guess, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Growing up, coming to a lot of games when I was a lot younger, and you know, you always growing up in Colorado, you always want to play for the team of Colorado, and I obviously played at a little smaller Colorado school, but it's a full circle moment. I loved my 4 years over at Mesa, and I can't wait to be a Buff for this last year.
You know, Trevor, it's kind of got a little Derek White kind of feel to it, right? I mean, you got to Mesa, and then the testosterone kicks in. You grow and develop as a player to where now you can play at this level. So these last 3 years, you put some nice basketball in over there at Mesa, though.
Oh yeah, no, it was not just some little girl school. We were out there playing, competing every year. We broke school records for wins and competed and got a lot better as well. But yes, I had the Derek White comparisons I've heard a couple of times. Yeah. Very different games, and obviously he's represented it well, and that comparison doesn't come lightly. But so I got a lot of work to do in order to live up to those comparisons.
Where did you grow the most over at Mesa to kind of become the player that you are now, do you think? Was it just physically, getting stronger and faster and all those things?
No, it was a lot of things. Physically, obviously, I was very skinny going in as a freshman, but there's a lot of things I wanted to add to my game. I was really biggest thing was mostly shooting. I was a liability earlier in my years in college for shooting, but I really worked a lot with the coaching staff over at Mesa and just constant reps and hours in the gym, and it's really starting to come together and rounding out the perimeter offense.
At what point did you, in this new kind of world of college basketball with the transfer portal, did you start thinking, hey, maybe?
I'm not actually sure. I remember once the season started getting towards the end, because I knew I was going to enter the portal before the season because I knew I was going to graduate and I was ready for that next step. But it kind of set in when we started rattling off a ton of games in the Sweet 16. I was like, wow, this is getting really easy.
Right.
So obviously we didn't get as far as we wanted to, but I knew I was ready for that next step right there. And then when Coach Roan texted me, I was like, okay, this is it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet, yeah.
Now, you certainly had some options out there. There were places you could have gone. Why stay home here in the state of Colorado?
Everything that I needed personally was offered here at CU. I mean, there's obviously attractive options elsewhere, but nowhere else really fit what I needed most. I mean, to play in the best conference in basketball is a blessing, and playing under a great coach and great coaching staff with a culture of winning and developing, and then strength and conditioning is another thing. I mean, I'm still needing to fill out a little bit more going against some of these blue blood schools that we're about to play, but it's really just the excitement and wanting to represent my state. I've been here for my entire life, and I think it'd be a really fitting way to finish my college career playing at CU.
For Colorado fans that have not seen you play, how would you describe your game? Are you a stretch four? What would we call you?
I'm a jack of all trades.
Okay.
I like to think I can do it all. I would guard the 5 at Mesa, but I would always bring the ball up and play in transition and come off screens. I really like to play 1 through 5. Probably a little more 1 through 4, but I like to do it all. I'm really trying to be as diverse as possible, and I'll go wherever the coaching staff needs me to. If they need me to play the 2, the 3, or hell, if I need to go and guard the 5, I'll go and do that. But
I would have to think with Tad's kind of 5 on offense, it probably fits into your game pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Coach Boyle talked about last year when they'd go small ball 5 with Tristan playing the 5 and really making a lot of spacing issues for opposing teams. He's emphasized that could possibly be a position I play at some point in the season. So I just got to try to learn all the positions and be as well equipped as possible to take on the challenge.
Well, I'd have to think the family's probably happy. A little bit shorter road trip now to come to a game for your family.
Definitely, yeah. My parents made every home game over at Mesa. So
did they really?
Yeah. So
awesome.
My dad. My mom never drove. So my dad's happy not having to drive through the mountains every Thursday night. But no, they're excited, and all our family friends who live in the Front Range area are all extremely excited to be able to see me play.
It's easy to get from Arvada to Boulder, no doubt about that. Hey, congratulations on being a Buff.
Thank you.
All right, Trevor Baskin,
Go Buffs.
brand new Colorado Buffalo for Tad Boyle's basketball team.